Yo, yo, yo. Welcome back to the channel. My oh my, what a day. Up 0.6% for SPY right now. We have about 10 minutes until market close, so let's go over what has occurred in the market today and give some outlook on what we see occurring going into tomorrow and perhaps the rest of the week based on our read. So if you watched the Sunday video yesterday, we basically did like a market prep video going into this week to explain some of the things that we're going to be watching for, some of the key levels, as well as just some of the key momentum and motion that we want to see come out of the market. And in that video, what we said was, most likely by the time that that market opens, we would have seen a gap down in futures. We made the video before futures opened, and we were expecting that if there was a gap down, that then we would see a press up in the market overall. And the reason is because we were viewing this area of the chart as an accumulation, right? And we viewed this area of the chart as a redistribution, but we said that on this 707 Fibonacci level, it was most likely that we were at least going to see a relief bounce in the market as a result of that. That's what we were expecting. And I'm not going to lie. Overnight, whenever futures was gapping down, I mean, it was pressing down pretty hard. And I was like sitting there like, oh man, this is what I said, you know. But I hope that, you know, it doesn't press through, because if it would have pressed through and broken down below this 707, based on the start of this rally here, all the way to the top of the end of that rally there, then things could have gotten pretty ugly, and you actually could have gotten sold down through here. And then I would have expected it to get very bearish very quickly. But what we were mostly expecting to happen is the relief scenario, which is what appears to be playing out here. You see SPY is pressing up, has pressed all the way up to 388.49. We were saying about 390 was kind of that level that we wanted to see. And I'm not saying that means that the relief rally is necessarily over, but you know, we were basing it on this 3,900 basically, but you have broken through the golden pocket on this ES1 Fibonacci. And you got to make sure that you're paying attention to both charts, because the charts can be slightly different, because SPY has a lot more gaps in it than your futures chart is going to have in it. You can also chart SPX, which is obviously the S&P 500 like index itself. But yeah, so basically what's the scenario now? Let's take a look. Let's go to the hourly chart. I will say that volume overall isn't very impressive on this move. However, the motion is pretty impressive when it comes to these candles. Like, you're not really developing any sort of rising wedge scenario or anything like that. Really looking more channel-y. Let's see. Let's just assume that this peak falls in. See, this is how you can have a sort of rally, right? So this would eventually become a rising wedge, but it's way too early to be trading this as if it's most likely to break down here. Actually, I kind of like the way that this looks. I would like to see this hourly candle close and stay within this trend line, because this would make it very easy for us to read a lot of the rest of this move volume based. You probably get rejected down by that trend line there. So let's see. So this is that the trend line that kind of sparked this big rally up to 430, right? You broke down below it. Now it's behaving as resistance, this purple trend line, right? I do expect you to come up and retest this. And it might not be within this really sharp wedge here. You could have a breakdown scenario, and then it kind of widens out a little bit, because this is really steep, I'm not going to lie. But I do think that eventually you do retest this trend line, and you do fail this trend line. And what that means is my bias at this point, is that at least to some degree, you press up from here, and then you fail, and then you press down, and you're going to test this next Fibonacci level. Oh, no, don't take the Fibonacci off. Lock it. Lock it in. So yeah, so that's generally the move that I'm expecting. And that means that tomorrow you could have a little breakdown, but as far as like over the course of the trading week, I actually do think that at least until midweek, you're going to be relatively bullish before you start to see that resistance come in. But I do expect bears to really step in up here. You don't really need a ton of bullish volume to create this move. It's not really a requirement. And you would really need the volume to come in for bulls if you were to break back above this trend line, okay, to verify this move, okay? Now, if you get through this trend line and then you see bulls step in big time, you get big volume candles like you had here on the 18th as a method of supporting this break, then you could go back into a rally. And it's not completely unrealistic. It's just not my expectation at this stage. Like at this stage, I'm not buying calls with the intention of seeing this big move like this. That's not what I'm doing. Rather, I'm playing the shorter term relief, and then we'll see where we're at whenever we get back to the levels that we're expecting. Let's see if we can correlate that with another inverse Fibonacci, perhaps. It's going to get a little noisy here. Bear with me. I'll clean up the chart so that you can see what I'm thinking. Yeah, I mean, you got an 885 there. Nothing too exciting. So I'm not too worried about that inverse fib just yet. We're going to have to see a little bit more price data come in before we start looking at Fibonacci's. I do kind of think that this move is a little overextended. So I do think that you probably see you come back for a retest early. Maybe in futures, you can see it roll over here and then retest this Fibonacci again before you see continuation. And then eventually, probably on the 20th, maybe tomorrow, or the 21st, you'll see a retest of that purple trend line. So that's what I'm expecting with futures, S&P 500. So what that means for SPY basically is, kind of the same thing, right? You have this trend line that you would have been drawing, and you failed the trend line. You got sold off hard. So probably a little bit of a sell-off here before a continuation to the upside. 394 or so on SPY looks pretty good as of right now. So let's look at Ethereum. Had a really interesting day yesterday. We were talking about Ethereum, and we were really expecting that sell-off, right? And you see this really crappily drawn white line that I have here from yesterday's video. You had your big sell-off, and then you went into 1283, which was the previous kind of liquidity zone to act as support. I guess I can give us a good horizontal line now. Sometimes I just like to draw with a marker. I don't know why. But yeah, pretty much perfect 0.65, right? Golden pocket retracement. You bounced right off, and now you're having a bit of a relief rally here. I am still expecting to see more price action to the downside, but Ethereum played right to suit here. You probably whenever I posted the video from that time, you would have seen an 11% move down or so. Probably at least, I don't know when the video posted in relation to the chart, but probably at least 8 or 9%. And you had a perfect Fibonacci bounce. So again, this line would have been something I drew on mobile today or something. No, maybe not. This dotted line. Oh, look, and then that's a good retest of this downtrend here. So that's actually pretty good. I see you carrying yourself down here. Probably actually relatively soon you get rejected. Maybe you pop up to 1427 or so. It kind of depends on what futures does, I suppose, but pop up to 1427 or so, and then you get pressed back down and create new lows again. So that's pretty much how I'm seeing Ethereum. I think that you have to retest here. I think actually it'd be pretty interesting to look at VR volume profile here, just to get an idea locally of what this price area is, because you do have to remember too that Ethereum is trading within the ranges of oh no, I did the wrong one, sorry. Is trading back within the ranges of the 2017 peak. So Oh yeah, this is a shoe-in. This is like so obviously gonna go down there for sure. Let's see. Not financial advice. Look at the amount of accumulation that happened up there. Let me adjust this so that it takes the bottom part of the chart out. I just want to see the liquidity here. Wow, there's a lot of volume up there. I hate this freaking tool, dude. Sometimes. I like the tool, but I just don't like this part of it. I'm just trying to get an idea of where the volume is sitting, and it won't adjust for me. So, yeah, I mean, it looks like, well, yeah, no, it looks like you want to press down here. You're at least going to go to 1233. So see the retracement to 1427. You could pop all the way back up to 1551, but I am pretty bearish at this point. I think that you've pretty much sold yourself out of this liquidity zone, and now you're going to get pushed back down and get rejected sooner rather than later. I really would be looking for entries about where you're trading short, and then maybe all the way up to 1430. I would probably stop myself out above 1450 or so, because then you'd pretty much be rallying to 1550, and then the short thesis is a little bit longer term rather than right away. Bitcoin. Oh, look, it's our scary man from yesterday. Let's delete him. Bitcoin still looking like big doggy doo-doo. Obviously, this is a redistribution move. I think Bitcoin is absolutely going to be, and again, you could go range bound, all this. But eventually what's going to happen is you're going to get rejected through here, and it's going to get very ugly once you break below there. I think it's very obvious that's the scenario right now. And look, I mean, we were bullish on Bitcoin when we were back here in this range, and we tried to remain bullish, but you had these big sell days like this, and now it's looking very, very distribution-y. So that is the case. Bitcoin is gonna get sold to hell here pretty soon, I think. Luna Classic still doing this. It probably is at the same price as it was yesterday. You got drove down here, and then this was definitely an accumulation that occurred here short term. So you had an accumulation, a distribution, an accumulation, and then now what it looks like is perhaps you could be getting a backup LPS kind of thing. You're outside of this this bear trend. I mean, I gotta say that I mean, it's crazy to say, but this actually looks pretty bullish to me. I am liking the way that this chart is forming out here. So I think you probably can get another rally. Here, if you can cement this 30.3 cents level as support, I would say that you probably press up to, and then that would look pretty bullish too, because then, so this would act as an LPS kind of move. And then this all would appear to be an accumulation. So you could press even higher here. So I mean you can sink down lower before you make this sort of move. So obviously be drawing your Fibonacci's, figure out where those levels are going to be. This thing really likes 0.5 Fibonacci's on log, I notice. So yeah, it definitely looks like you're probably at least going to press down to this 29 cents. I'm going to be looking for longs here. And then a move up, pretty much. I like the way this chart looks right now. And again, like I said, this thing yesterday, I said this thing moves pretty much inverse of the rest of crypto for the most part. So if crypto is getting weaker on the shorter time frames, then Luna has been performing more strongly. So just something to look out for there. We can look at AMC. AMC, pretty good day, up 2.45%. Ape getting pooped on here, so it would be interesting to look at the charts together. Then, ooh, that chart looks good. This is the AMC plus Ape. Ooh, oh yeah, this is a breakout. This thing's gonna pop off tomorrow. Oh yeah, market's closed. Yeah, it's gonna pop off tomorrow. It's gonna be gapped up. Definitely going to be gapped up on that. Yeah, you have a full-on breakout here on AMC on this downtrend. APE, man, holy shit, this thing got crushed today. What the hell? Oh my god. But it actually looks pretty good. This looks really bullish, short term. Shit, dude. I actually wish that I would have swung calls on this. Oh man, you can't trade options on AMC. Yeah, this thing's gonna. These are gonna pop up and retest here. So AMC is gonna make its retest tomorrow at 9. This liquidity zone from 960 up to 990 or so. Conservative would be like 960. Yeah, you're totally gonna go up there. So you're going 975 or so on AMC. Let's see. So yeah, you're gonna have a 7% day or so on AMC. APE. Oh, I got the new iPhone today. Look, it's purple, but it kind of looks gray. Does this look purple or gray to you? So right now I have two phones because I'm like, every time I get a new phone, I try to like start over, like all new apps, everything. Sorry about that. All new apps and everything, so that my phone's like clean. Because like over the course of years, like I had the 11 Pro Max and I went to the 14 Pro Max. So I've had the 11 Pro Max since it came out. So it's probably been like 3 years. And you get all these apps that you download. You think you're gonna use them all the time. You never use them again. So I just delete. Like I just don't bring any of that over, so that I can start fresh. And then I make the commitment that I'm going to keep my apps organized. And when I don't use an app, I'm going to delete it or something, and that never happens. So, yeah, these charts all look really bullish to me. Let me see what I would think is going to happen. I mean, you're at least going to retest 480 or so on APE, I would suspect, tomorrow. But that's not very significant. I think that this... Yeah, I'd say that you can move up. Yeah, 480. I mean, what is that? That's actually probably a pretty good move. I'm not very good at math. Yeah, 4 or 5%. Yeah. I think probably by Wednesday you'll be at like $5 on this thing. This looks really good to me. Yeah, I like these charts. All right, cool. I'm not calling for like a big rally or anything just yet. You got to get through here. You pretty much, if you want a big move, you're gonna have to get here, and then bulls are really gonna have to step in, and you're gonna have to get a supported move above, like that $11 ish, kind of $10.50 to $11 range that you got rejected at last time. I still don't mind this chart. I think that overall, this still does look accumulative to me. Locally, so you're at least perhaps the thesis then is that this is a retest, right, of this upper liquidity range within this accumulation. So if you break out above here, right, because I mean tomorrow I'd be very surprised if you don't break tomorrow to 975 or so, so that then you're kind of going to be in that place of, okay, so now is this in accumulation that is basically fulfilling a backup for this previous accumulation range? And what's happening is you're going to come up and have a test here and then break through? Or does this just become an LPSY, a last point of supply, in this distribution, and then you get sold through here? Okay? So that's basically what's going to happen. Your breaking point is going to be at this $9.75 to $10 range that you have here. And then from there, you're probably going to you're going to see a big volume candle, okay? When you get here, it might get sideways or something, but at some point, there's going to be a key level that's broken with big volume, either to the upside or the downside, and that's pretty much going to be what determines what direction this thing goes at that point. I would say I'm definitely bullish for tomorrow, no doubt, but on this, I'm pretty neutral until you get to like here, and then we see what that consolidation looks like. Does it hang kind of lower in this range? That would be bullish. Does it hang a little higher in this range? That would be bearish. And then those are kind of the context clues that we're going to be looking for. So that's pretty much the video. How long is this video? 20 minutes. There you go. That's how long my videos are, I think. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you haven't already, make sure that you like the video, you comment your thoughts down below, you subscribe to the channel, you ring the bell, you tell your grandmother that she should get interested in technical analysis, and watch my videos. And then, oh, dude, you know what I just saw, dude? You know what this is? You know what this is, dude. Dude, you know what this is, bro. Bro, I'm feeling like Troy Polamalu right now, bro. It's a freaking inverse head and shoulders, dude. Oh, man. Have a good rest of your day. Peace tea. Oh, somebody complained yesterday because I haven't been singing. Oh, dude, I saw this video of Akon. It's from like 10 years ago. This guy threw something at him on stage. But the video that I saw didn't include the guy throwing something at him on stage. He, like, all I saw on Twitter was that he reached down and he, like, pulls this guy on stage, and then he picks him up over his head and he just throws him off the stage instantaneously. So then somebody commented the full context video. Apparently the guy threw something at him, and hit him with it, and then he got his, like, security to be like, hey, you know, go get that guy and bring him up here. I want him to come up here. And then he just picked him up on stage and he just threw him off like a WWE wrestler. So in his honor. I love Young Jeezy too. Young Jeezy was one of my favorite rappers back in the day. So if you looking for me, I'll be on the right with my thing. I don't want to get demonetized because I get $100 per view on YouTube. So it's not worth getting demonetized because I'm a rider. Yes, soul survivor. Okay. Yeah.